Howdy, howdy, howdy. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me now? Hello? Eh, Howdy, girl. It's good to see you, Granny. TC, I've been missing you too. Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for being here, guys. I really do appreciate you being here. I've been a little bit busy the last few weeks and I apologize, but I intend to get back to work and get things rolling in the right direction to keep you interested as well as keep you informed as well as educated as we go through these things. I have a pretty good show, I think, tonight. I have a few things that I'd like to bring to your attention and what they're doing to us today, how they're doing it to us, and what they've been keeping from us. Just one of the couple of examples of what they've been keeping from us. I mean, look at the price of fuel today. We all know that we can blame the Rockefellers for that, the oil industry for that. Back in the day, did you know they grew their own fuel? Back in the day, they didn't use wood pulp to make paper with. They grew it on the farm. If you needed paper, you bought it from a hemp farmer. Yeah, they took hemp away from us back in the 70s, the last of it, but they started almost 100 years ago. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Welcome to the show, bud. But they took all of this away from us. Think about this. Books before, oh, the early 1800s that were printed, real books that were printed on parchment paper, a different grade of paper made from hemp, the cannabis plant. I'm not pro or con cannabis here. I'm just saying there's a cheaper way for us to do things. Hey, Linda, it's good to see you. Good to see you all here tonight. Thank you for being here. Anyway, they've they've taken away and hidden things. In 1941, I'll give you just one example. In 1940, well, two examples. Daisy May, how are you doing? In 1941, Henry Ford built a car, ran on homemade biofuel, home distilled gasoline. He refined it from hemp. The body panels, every body panel on that car was made from hemp particles, just like a rope would be. You couldn't dent it with a sledgehammer. He'd get out there with an axe and start swinging at it, and all it'd do is bounce off. It wouldn't leave a mark. But Andrew Carnegie took that away from us. He had a steel plant to run. That was what the steel industry was taking over things long before any war started. Hey, Matt, it's good to see you, brother. Give me a call when you get a chance, would you? I got some things I'd like to talk to you about. Anyway, in 1936 is another example. In 1936, there was a doctor in San Francisco. He was a tinkerer on his own time. He invented a telescope that could view living tissue. Think about that. The microscopes we use today, you have to slice off a piece and make a little glass slide, shine the light on it. Well, this microscope, you didn't need to do that. He could observe cancer cells in living tissue and see how they react to different stimulus, ways of treating cancer. He ended up using light energy, not from a laser beam. This is in 1936. There was no such thing. But he also used sound energy, the vibrations from sound, certain frequencies made that cell react. He treated, in a clinical study, he treated 67 terminal, would have been considered terminal patients back then. Treated 67 patients in a trial. 3 of them had to have their frequency readjusted slightly, but all 67 of them were cured of their cancer. Y'all know that I'm a cancer survivor. For those of you who've known me for a while and know of me, 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 3. I was already full stage 3 prostate cancer. It was metastatic and it was moving throughout my body. It was a fight to get rid of it. I talked to 3 different oncologists and brought this all up to them. Oh no, that's just a rumor. Well, none of that doctor's material has ever been brought forward. It's all been buried. He was discredited for his work. Everything he ever did got buried. Why? Because there was already a multi-billion-dollar industry to treat cancer with products from Rockefeller's petrochemical pharmaceutical industry and radiation from and radiation therapies. There were other therapies that would cost a whole lot more money than a sound generator. Think of all the things that are buried in our world. So, as a, I know you are, Linda, and I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I do appreciate that. Now, oh, we're going to have issues here because everything's going to reset. Now, back in back about 4 years ago. Oh my goodness, really? Okay, now everything's rolling in the right direction. About 4 years ago, the Grunge channel, that's also listed in my in the description. But the Grunge channel 4 years ago did a 5-minute video just scratching the surface of why hemp and marijuana was made illegal. Almost every farm in America up until the early 1800s grew hemp. They made rope out of it. They made clothing out of it. They made fuel out of it. They used it. They used it to do any number of things. So, as an example, every one of those tall ships that had those big white sails, those canvas sails, the word canvas, the etymology of the word canvas comes from the word cannabis. Let's roll back all the way to the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution's all written on parchment paper. Parchment paper is made from cannabis. They hide all of these things. They hid all of these things. What's his name? Oh, I've got it right here in front of me on my notes, and I'm not reading them. Um, William Randolph Hearst was a timber baron, not just a newspaper man. He owned timber to make paper to print his newspapers on. He made regular paper. Because back in the day, it was actually, if you didn't own a farm, you had to get your paper from somewhere. So to keep his news empire alive, he could not allow farmers to keep growing hemp or cannabis because it threatened his profits. There's a guy, anybody on the West Coast would know this name. There was another guy by the name of Weyerhaeuser, a German immigrant. He was also a timber baron through the Pacific Northwest. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, you know the name. If you've been in the Pacific Northwest, you know the name Weyerhaeuser. He was a part of supplying Hearst with his paper, his wood pulp. The cancer researcher that found the cure for cancer was forced out by Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan. We're in the same boat today as we were over 100 years ago. They're using tactics on us today that most people don't recognize because it's new to us, new to all of us. These are psychological tricks that come from, like it's mentioned in the down in the description. There's a story by uh, what's his name? Oh, I got it. Mark Felton Productions, about the CIA's program about mind control known as MK Ultra. There is a CIA spy that has also turned up information, and he's actually blowing the whistle and coming forward with what he knows about MK Ultra and other mind control programs. Um, we've all talked about why the media, the news media, cannot be trusted. Music industry, the entertainment industry as a whole is basically, we all know, if we all should know that it's there to influence you to think a certain way, which is a way of controlling you. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you all is our world is not as black and white as they would like you to believe. Now, the one that's the most important of the videos that I've got in my description box is by a man by the name of Lucas Bean. I like his insights. All the stuff I bring to you, and I apologize up front, most of the stuff I bring to you is very dry, but it's how they keep you buried in the noise so you don't see what's really going on. Now, some of you know that I'm an Italian, half Italian. My father immigrated to this country over 100 years ago. 112 years ago, 120, yeah, 114 years ago. My father immigrated to the United States. He was a child from Italy because and he saw what people like Benito Mussolini were creating in Europe. He watched it develop. He actually fought against it. He joined the Army Air Corps in 1936. Excuse me. Anyway, I thank you all for being here. Please check out the videos that are in my description box. Hello. Toe for Life just came on. Guys, I love you all. Thank you all so much for being here. Please stay informed. Please be aware that everything you see in mainstream media, anything you see in the world around you is not, it's just the surface. There's so much below the surface that nobody ever really sees. Guys, please be kind to one another. I'll see y'all again next week. Be safe out there.